Hey YouTube, so for today's video I wanted to kind of do a little sit down to discuss depression.
D-Mark got that heat.
So in my life I have personally suffered from depression, so this is a topic that I can really talk about, because after being in a depressed state for so long, for so many years, there's so many different triggers and things like that, I still push on. And I know some people aren't as fortunate as myself to get up the next day and push through it. I'm not going to go too much into detail about what my triggers are, but I just want to let you guys know how I identify them and what they look like for me. So I did write them down in my notes, and I'm just going to look through them just so I can make sure I'm staying on track and talking about the subject. So I did realize that there are about 7 different signs that I have in my personal self that lets me know, like, okay, you're in your depressed state at the moment. So the first sign that I see in myself is the sadness. Of course, the sadness is going to be pretty typical across the board for everybody. However, my sadness was pretty dark. It got dark, and the way that I had to adjust to it is just by talking. I realized the more that I didn't talk and I stayed in that dark place, it kept getting worse. It never got better until I talked about it. And I have a circle around me of people who are they listen. There's some really good listeners, primarily my husband. Like, I can talk to my husband about everything. And even when it gets to a point where I'm going through things in my marriage, once I can adapt to the situation or the environment, and I kind of calm myself down, I can even talk to him about what's going on and why I feel the way I feel. A lot of people don't realize is that sometimes you can have like situational type depression, where like life events can make you depressed. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Life events can make you depressed as well. It's not just something that you deal with just from childhood, not just childhood traumas. It can also be the things that you went through last week, like that's about to impact your whole life. That can happen as well. So the first sign that I had was definitely sadness. I was always sad all the time. I wasn't smiling, and it would affect my life balance with my family, my kids, because of course they see you when you're sad. My husband sees me when I'm sad, and he likes to see me smile, so he wants to know what's going on. So having somebody to talk through that sadness for definitely helped. The next one that I have noticed in myself is that I was losing interest, not just in my hobbies, but life itself. I didn't make a plan for the day. I didn't want to do anything. Like I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to have fun. I don't really want to contact girlfriends or things like that. Like, I was just losing interest in my life altogether. And that, of course, affects how I operate with my children, because one thing I never want my kids to deal with is mommy's always depressed. Like, I fight through it because of them, because it's not fair to them. Ooh, hopefully I don't start crying, y'all. But yeah, hopefully, that's how I basically fight through it. The next thing that I noticed in myself is I wanted to sleep all day. Oh Lord, when I say I can sleep when I am depressed, I can really sleep when I'm depressed. Sorry. So yeah, when I say the times that I get depressed, I can really sleep. And you would think that eventually, okay, so you can't sleep all day. Yes, you can. If you in that state of mind and you're that depressed, you can sleep all day. You can just force yourself to sleep. And like my room, like I have good blinds that black out this room pretty good. So when these lights go out and I close my door and there's no television on and things like that, I can sleep. And the thing is, I will go to sleep, I will wake up not feeling tired, but I will force myself to go right back to sleep. So I slept a lot. And then on the other hand, another sign that I noticed is that I wasn't sleeping enough sometimes. When certain situations happen, like let's say when I lost my son, that took a toll on me. I was not sleeping as much. But then certain days I was sleeping too much. So depression can play a hand in both ways, whether you're not sleeping enough or you're sleeping too much. So definitely look into those signs if you're ever feeling like you just don't want to do anything and sleeping is your only peace. You know, you just want to get to the next day. That's pretty much how I was coping and how I was getting through it, you know, from time to time when I have my episodes. Another sign that I saw in myself was my eating habits. So I would have some days where I was overly eating. And I'm not just saying like I was overly eating on fruits and vegetables and stuff. I'm talking about overly eating like McDonald's and Chipotle, and I was just getting it just because that was something I can control at the time. You know, so I would just get it. I wouldn't even be hungry, you know, and it would be full meals and snacks in between, and it was never the healthiest thing. And if you're like me where you battle with weight, my weight is always up and down. Like one year I could be 140 and the next year I'll be 160, 170. My weight is not, I do not have a fast metabolism. So baby, I am not losing this weight fast, you know. So the way that I eat, my eating habit changes depending on how severe my depression is at that time. And I do want to say this, I don't take any type of medication for my depression. I literally, my medication, my remedies is talking it out, is making my significant other aware of what's happening with me and hoping that at the time that he's understanding of what I'm going through. And 9 times out of 10, he is. Like, of course, we're all human. If me and him are on bad terms at the time and he needs his space and I'm going through something that's beyond what our current situation is, then that's different, you know. But majority of the times, like, my husband has always been my rock. And not just my husband, my aunts, my cousins, my sisters, you know, like, hell, even my sister-in-law. I love her to death. But yes, so yeah, so definitely the way that I eat, my loss of interest in my life, my hobbies, I lost interest in my businesses, like just wanting, like, if I'm not in my depressed state, my businesses, I want to just keep going. What's the next step? Like, I'm ready. Like, I'm always thinking ahead. But when I'm in my depressed state, I'll never sit at my PC. I won't open my apps to my phone. I won't check my sales. I won't check the bank account. I won't check the business credit. I just lose complete interest. Like, and that's not good. That's not good at all when you're a business owner, because people rely on you. So that's why it's important to have somebody that if you know that you're in a depressed state and it can affect your business, to have a business partner who is aware that, okay, I need to step up at this moment because my business partner is going through, and that's where your personal relationship is going to go through. Now, I don't suggest you having a personal relationship, a personal and business relationship with a complete stranger. My business partner is my husband, so it works for me. But if you have a business partner that's solely for your business, I wouldn't suggest that. But if you have someone like your significant other or somebody, or even a manager who can step up at the time while you take a day off of your business, so that way your business does not get affected by it. Another sign or symptom that I noticed about myself was that I was having trouble with like anxiety. Like when I'm laying in my bed watching TV, because sometimes I also watch television if I can stand to be, you know, bothered with it. I would have like anxiety in my legs where my legs just want to walk. They want to just go like they're in like a fight or flight type situation. And I would just be like rubbing on my legs and kind of rocking or things like that. So yeah, like I don't know if anybody else has that. If you guys ever felt where your legs don't feel rested and you feel like they just want to move even though your upper body is rested, or even if there's some doctors watching this, if you could tell me what that is. But I'm not interested in taking any type of medication. It does happen. And honestly, I just get up and walk. I just pace alongside my bed, and you know, within a few minutes to 30 minutes ish to the max, I'm normally fine. I don't think it's ever happened when I'm in my car. Probably once or twice it's happened when I'm in my car and I would have to just pull over at a store and go grab something real quick. But yeah, so those are just a few of the symptoms that I go through. Of course, they can change. Of course, I have situational type depression where my childhood traumas, the things that my adulthood traumas, heck, my parenting traumas affect me. And I know nowadays people are saying, oh, the word depression is so saturated. No, you can be depressed if you are experiencing those signs and those symptoms. Like, you can be the happiest person but have at least one trigger that will put you in a depressed state, you know. So if you are experiencing any forms of depression, I just ask that you guys keep fighting through it. Find someone to talk to, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a relative, and just keep fighting, because we have to look forward to tomorrow. And if we can just help one person with their depression, then we are making the biggest change in the world. So I just want to say that, just to kind of go in a little depth on how I deal with my personal depression. Once again, this is from my personal experience. This is not based on something that I heard from someone. This is my personal experience, the things that I go through in my life, and the things that I want to ensure that my kids don't go through. So I'm aware of my symptoms, and I'm always watching to make sure my kids don't have those type of signs or symptoms. And if they do, they know that they can come talk to me about it. I know that at such a young age, my kids have been through a lot and they're super strong, and I commend them for it. So I'm always trying to make sure that they're okay. Make sure that nobody's depressed. Make sure they have a smile on their face, but not even when they have a smile on their face, because a person can smile and be in the worst state of their life, you know, and then you don't find out until it's too late. So once again, if you guys out there are watching this and you're ever in a depressed state, just know that yes, you are loved. You are loved. And it doesn't take someone to tell you that every single day, but just know you are loved, and I will be forever praying for you all. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you want to send me your stories or you want to DM me, you can follow my social media accounts. I am Keish on all social media platforms. Leave a comment below. I am praying for you all, and I will see you in the next video.